over here, the left hand side is equal to 1 over cosine theta minus cosine theta over 1 plus sine of theta. So with my real life students, I play this game called Do the Most Obvious Thing. So that's from an algebraic perspective as well as a trigonometric perspective. So if we look at the trig, nothing obvious jumps out. So if we just look at these as algebraic fractions, a lowest common multiple seems like a good idea. Seems like an obvious idea almost. So cosine of theta multiplied by 1 plus sine of theta is something we can do. So we'll have to take this 1 and multiply it with the denominator that it doesn't have in the original fraction. So that's just going to be 1 plus sine of theta minus, well, the original numerator over there is cosine of theta, but we have to account for the new denominator, so we'll just multiply that by that as well, which is cosine of theta, and see where that takes us. Well, we'll have here 1 plus sine theta minus cosine square of theta. We'll just leave the denominator alone. It's not bothering us, not in any way, shape or form. Now, let's do a treatment on this cosine of theta. You know the original Pythagorean identity says cosine square of theta plus sine square of theta is equal to 1. Now, if we subtract sine square of theta from both sides, then we'll get cosine square theta can be replaced by 1 minus sine square of theta, which is what we'll do over here within our next step. So we'll have 1 plus sine of theta, which is this. We haven't done anything to this. And then we'll have minus 1 and then a negative times a negative. That's negative times that negative gives us plus sine square of theta. Close that bracket over there. And once more, we're still going to leave the denominator alone. It hasn't done anything. So what we'll have over here is that 1 minus 1 zeroes out. And then we can take a look at what's left. Well, for that, we can take out the common factor of sine theta. What's left is 1 and then plus sine theta over there. So sine theta divided by sine of theta gives us 1, and sine square theta divided by sine theta gives us with that. Now we'll have cosine theta and then 1 plus sine of theta over there. Well, would you look at that? A common factor reveals itself, and then sine theta divided by cosine theta is just equal to tan theta, which happens to be equal to the right hand side. And that, ladies and gents, is how an identity works. We manipulate the left to look like the right, and then we tap ourselves on the back, and we are not too proud of ourselves.
Are you finished?